Good morning. Today we are going to start section G6, inverse trig functions. Okay, so inverse trig functions are used to find missing angles. And inverse trig functions will look like these. You'll see these on your calculators. Inverse of sine, inverse of cosine, and inverse of tangent. Okay, and again, they're used to help us find missing angles. Okay, so today let's just jump into some examples and see how we apply these rules. Okay, so example 1. Now the example I'm going to show us isn't very accurate in regards to what we're doing, but it's just an example. So let's say we're playing basketball. Okay, the basketball hoop is 10 feet off the ground and we're standing 6 feet away, which isn't that far away. And I want to know at what angle do I need to shoot the ball to hit the rim. Okay, if you're playing basketball, this is not the best way to solve this problem, but it's just an example. Okay, so I want to figure out this right here. What is my angle of elevation? Okay. Well, I know what my opposite side is. And I know what my adjacent side is. That means I can use one of my trig functions. The trig function that has opposite and adjacent is tangent. Okay, so the tangent of whatever x degrees is going to be 10 over 6. Okay, now what I need to emphasize here is this reads tangent of x equals 10 over 6. Okay, this is not tangent times x. So if I want to get x by itself here, I can't divide by tangent. Okay, I can't do this. Okay, that doesn't work in this situation. But there is something called the inverse of tan. And the inverse of tan is used to help get rid of tangent on that left side. So the inverse of tangent of tan of x. Now, before I get into this, whatever you apply to the left, you have to apply to the right. So on the left side, the inverse of tan, what it does is it cancels out the tangent of x. Okay, and what that leaves you with is just x. We know x, whatever degrees it's going to be, is going to be the inverse tan of 10 over 6. Okay, so calculator, make sure you're in degrees. Inverse of tan, this could also be seen as arctan of 10 divided by 6. And we get 59.04. Let's do that. X equals 59.04 degrees. Okay. And this is how you find the angle of elevation right here. Okay. Now, how do we know this worked? Let's plug it in. Tangent of 59.04 should equal 10 divided by 6. Okay, so tangent of 59.04 is 1.67. Let's round. And 10 divided by 6 is 1.67. Okay. Now, Let's look at another example. Okay. Let's say I have a 12-foot ladder. Okay, and I rest it against the wall. Okay. I know I'm standing 4 feet back from that wall. Now I want to know, what is my angle of elevation? Okay. What is that angle that I'm having the ladder rest at? Okay, so I know I have adjacent and I have hypotenuse. Okay, so I know adjacent and hypotenuse is going to be cosine. Okay, so cosine of x degrees is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Now, I want to get rid of cosine, so just like the previous question, I'm going to use the inverse of cosine. And what that does is it's going to leave x by itself. So x is equal to the inverse of cosine of 4 over 12. Okay, so x degrees is going to equal the inverse of cosine of 4 divided by 12. And that gives me 70.53 degrees. Okay. So, hopefully these two examples help you with the homework. I'm going to try to make it pretty straightforward like this. Just a couple of things as a heads up. I'm looking at us having somewhere between, 3 and 4 more assignments for the rest of the year. I've been getting asked questions about a final. I'm thinking of putting out a final that won't affect your test scores, but it would be used as participation. Okay? And the test will just be meant for you to see how you're doing with the material so far. I don't want you to stress out about it. It's just for you to see where you're at. And if you need to review this summer leading into next year, what do you need to review, and so forth. Okay? Again, make sure to email me. Let me know if you have any questions.